As far
Yes.
as cameras go, I recommend that you choose a simple photo rather than a complicated digital SLR. Likely, if you're taking clinical photos yourself, maybe you're working on getting accredited by the AACD, you have a wonderful, digital SLR with a big ring flash, and those are great photos. But that's overkill for your team members taking these photos. I like PhotoMed, just like it sounds, photomed.net. They are an online camera resource for dentistry, and they have a very simple point-and-shoot digital camera, relatively inexpensive, that will absolutely get the job done. It's small, it's compact, it's automatic. Rather than using a ring flash, that camera uses a plexiglass light diffuser. And the importance of the plexiglass light diffuser is when we're taking the intraoral photos, the upper and lower occlusal views, when we're taking those, we need a good light source, because if you don't have a good light source, the teeth will be overexposed and they'll look all connected like it was one big interconnected chiclet. And of course, we don't want that. We want them to look natural. So you need a good light source. Well, we don't need a ring flash for this quality. We simply need a diffuser, that light diffuser. So if you go to photomed.net, you'll see right in their homepage, you'll see a picture of that photo, of that camera. Inexpensive, and it's a great camera to use. Now let's talk about what device we load the photos on for the patient to view those photos, because it's all about the patient viewing those photos. Well, you might be thinking, well, Gary, I'll just put them up on my monitor. But of course, they can be done that way. You can load them up on your monitor. If you have monitors in your ops, you can load them up on the monitors. They can look at them there. But I'm going to suggest a different approach. The problem with loading them on the monitor, it makes viewing the photos a passive experience. Passive. I want to make it an active experience, because we know if we can engage the patient and have them do something activity-wise, they'll be more engaged in the photos, and they'll be more likely to absorbing the information that the photos are showing. So what I like to do is load them on a tablet. Now, I'm an Apple fanboy, I'll admit it, and you could load it on any tablet, but the tablet that I would recommend would be an iPad Pro, The reason I like the iPad Pro is you can get the big one, the 12.9-inch diagonal screen, because I'd like that screen real estate to be as large as possible. Now, load those photos onto your iPad Pro, and you can load them. There's a number of different ways you can load them onto that. You can actually do it through Bluetooth, but I like kind of a lesser technological solution, just in case Bluetooth is going wonky that day. You can get a photo card reader that plugs into the port in the bottom of the iPad. And you simply take the photo capture card out of your camera and load them into that capture card reader, and it plugs it right into your iPad. So it's a pigtail that plugs into the bottom port of your iPad that will allow you to plug in the photo capture card, and then it automatically uploads into your iPad. Now, make sure you also save that card and load them into your server, because you want to connect these photos to your patient's record. But we're only using the iPad for display purposes. We're not keeping them there. It's not a storage device. So when you're buying your iPad Pro, buy the one with the lowest storage capacity, because that'll be less expensive, because you don't need it for storage. You just need it for viewing. And I do set up a file for every patient on that iPad, because you don't want the patient to flick through the photos and accidentally look at someone else's photos. That would be a HIPAA violation. You don't want to do that. So just set up a file in the patient's name, and they'll automatically upload into that file, and it'll protect for.
You mean folder, right?
Upload the photo. It'll upload the photos. It'll protect the confidentiality of not having them be able to view any other patient photos.